Hello everyone, welcome into my stream. David here. The date is December 23rd, 2024, and the time is 9:18 p.m. Mountain Time. We are back for another learning session. We will be learning more about cutting hair and all the tips and tricks, the fine details, how to improve, um, what kind of mistakes might I make, and how I can fix them. So a lot to learn for tonight's stream, and so excited to be here for all of you. It's my pleasure, and hopefully you guys have a great time while you're here. Hopefully you had a wonderful day today, and it was positive and productive for you. I spent the wonderful day with family today, um, outside, enjoying nature and snow. Dogs enjoyed running around. Hello, Jaden. Welcome in. Thank you for showing up. Hopefully you had a wonderful day. Family time is the best time. I love it. Yeah, very positive vibe. Very productive today. Tomorrow, going to see my dad. Well, my dad is picking me up. I think we're going Banff or somewhere for holidays. Should be fun. It'll be nice to see family again. And cutting their hair soon. Yes, I will do that for them. Um, practice, practicing cutting hair to be ready for next year, which is right around the corner. Snip, snip. Yes, Jaden. Snip, snip. Happy holidays as well, everyone. Big hearts. Hopefully, you guys have some plans or just hanging out with your family, enjoying the company together, and hopefully some amazing food. I always love food in general, and food during holidays is even better with your loved ones, all of your loved ones. Yeah, nice to get together. Yeah, I'd love to know if you guys are doing anything for your holidays, and hopefully your night is going well. We will jump into learning now. Thank you so much for being here. Oops. All right, we are here. It's good sounding, but how to do a low taper fade with middle part step by step. Let's do it. Put the speed. Zero close.
Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we have Hunters with us here. He's from German, right?
Yeah,
That's really nice, man. So
German.
welcome. Tell me, how can I help you today?
Yeah,
Like
thank
me.
you. I would like to get a low taper fade cut.
German.
And yeah, so that just
taper.
everything is back in shape. Maybe thin out a bit, or what would you say?
Yeah, kind of to remove a little bit of the bulk, right? The volume. That's nice. And the fade, as you told you, it's like the low fade here, getting the sides as well, or just the taper on the sideburns and at the back here. Oh yeah, that's it. This is the taper fade. You see that the fade is just on the neck and the sideburns.
Taper,
but on
neck,
top of
and
the ear is
sideburns.
darker, yeah.
Not on top of.
Okay.
So this is the taper fade.
That's one good
And
thing
you
I
see that
learned
the fade,
to know
it
the
gets the side as well.
Okay.
So you have
Standard
this
fade.
part shaved together.
Okay. Yeah, should we do the taper fade maybe then?
We prefer the
Is this
taper.
a problem now for the video?
No, there's no problem. So keeping the bangs longer. I noticed that you have this middle part here, right? So maybe just a touch on the top.
Yeah.
Middle
That's good.
part.
Keeping the style, making the fade here. It's gonna be nice. I think it's gonna look nice. Let's start it.
Let's do it.
This video is a demonstration where you can learn by observing each step I follow to create this haircut. But also beyond the videos here on YouTube, we are creating a complete academy where you can become visual elements to make your learning more efficient. So I recommend that you subscribe to the channel to stay updated. And when we open registrations for our academy,
Number 2. Just that section. He's just opening and closing it. Let's see. Clipper over clip. Two again. That's one open, closed, and open. Clipper over clip. Okay. Oh. Same as other side. Now the top. Let's see. Fairly straightforward. Very nice. All over. Connection. One cut. Cutting out. Removing ball. Let's see. Softening the end.
So here,
More
basically,
soft
I
look.
keep it the length, the bangs here, but from the middle to the back here is more blended with the sides, right? So when you style, you can make the middle part and put it holding with some product to the back,
Awesome, thank you.
right?
Clean out. Yeah, not too much. Or else the hair looks flat. Is that what it
Style, you
looks?
can make the middle part and put it holding with some product to the back,
Awesome, thank you.
right?
He has quite a bit of volume. Yeah. Not over.
So here, my friend,
Great job.
right?
Yeah.
And we have the taper just down here and the sides. So you see that the fade is not all around here, it's just in those points.
Okay, yeah. Looks good.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
Happy climb.
Do my intro. Shark Week. Shark Week. Today we're going to be doing like a like back with some tapered edges on Kurt. Cool. So all I'm going to do is saturate Kurt's hair wet all the way down.
Slick
I'm
back
going to be
look.
cutting the sides first with scissors. Then we're going to move on to the top, and then I'm going to blow dry. And last thing I'm going to do is refine everything with the clippers. Do some nice tapers. I'm going to use a bit of foam tonic as a cutting agent, just to give the hair a bit of structure while I'm making sections nice and clean. Cool. So choose like 2 pumps and just work it through the hair. Make sure it's covered evenly. Literally all this is going to do is just help me get nice clean sections. We're going to put some sections in Kurt's hair, nothing elaborate or posh or anything like that, just a horseshoe section. I'm going to separate the top from the sides
Horseshoe
and dip it slightly towards the crown area. So I try and work as symmetrical as possible on Kurt's hair. He's not got any strong growth patterns, nothing that's going to really take me away from doing it symmetrical. So usually just go from the recess, dip it slightly at the back.
I see.
Just leave it going like
Section.
Yeah, it just helps me move the hair out of the way a little bit. And then just another small clip around the crown area. The only thing I do look out on Kurt's hair is he's got quite a long neck, so we usually take the taper like pretty high so we get some longevity out of his haircut. And the area between his occipital
good to
bone
know.
and the top of his head is actually quite flat here, so I like to leave quite a lot of hair in the back just so there's a bit more density there and you can do a little bit more with it. I've run out of clips. I'm just going to take little cross sections. The hair is going to flow this way eventually, so I'm going to take all my sections that way.
I see.
And all I'm doing here is removing my fingers from the head slightly at the top so he keeps some length, so he's got some flow. I'm not worried about the bottom half of the hair. After it's been dried, I'm going to refine it with the clippers. So anything down here, not going to be super clean. As long as it's palm to the scalp and it's as short as I can possibly get it, then that'll do for me because I'm going to refine it later. And as you can see, it just creates this flow, and all this at the bottom is going to be refined with clippers later.
So these scissor sections, are they easier to sort of manipulate because of the foam?
Yeah, it gives it a little bit of like a foundation. Kurt's got quite, I say wispy, I don't want to say wispy, but it's kind of got a mind of its own, and if you just saturate it with water, you get to the same end result, but this literally just makes it easier for me. So all I'm doing is using travelling guide from the front, checking my previous section, and when I get towards the bottom, just making sure I'm as tight as possible to the scalp, which is it's basically gonna take less clipper work later when I get there. As I get towards these back corners here,
Just doing
this is where
scissor all around.
I'll change a little bit. So I want to maintain some length through this corner area so that it like sweeps into the back. So all this at the minute is pretty, what's the word?
Uniform.
Thank you. So all this at the minute is very uniform. So I've used the travelling guide. It's not differed from the front to around here, but I'm going to over direct this hair in the corner backwards just to maintain some length through the back. So I'm bringing these sections towards my previous one now. Scissors sound so good when the shop's quiet.
Nice.
So I'm just going to take one more small section
Right
until we pass the middle point, and then I'm going to literally flip it and just do the same thing on the other side. So we've got like a good, nice flow on this side now. This is what I was talking about earlier. If I pull the hair out here, I maintain length going into this corner because I want it to flow in. It's something I'm still working on massively. It is so comfortable doing the right hand side of the hair, and I get to this side and I struggle doing it still. I guess, is it a left and right hand thing?
George Cody said the same thing.
Did he?
Yeah.
I always find myself refining this side way more than the other side because I know for a fact that it's not going to be as clean. So with this next bit, I just take a section and it's usually just behind the ear where the head just starts to drop off a little bit towards the back, so about here. Straight across and then get rid of any of this hair on the top as well. I don't need to cut it yet. So all I'm going to do now is take probably 3 diagonal sections towards the middle, same as I just did on this side. I'm going to drag one back and then I'm going to use it as a travelling section from here all the way to the middle.
What do you mean when you say travelling section?
So a travelling section would be one where you cut your guide in, and then with the next section you take, you bring it into that section, and then when you take the next section, you would bring that to the one previous, where a stationary guide would be dragging all the sections into that one stationary one that you set at the start. You can literally just see my previous section, it's a tiny amount of hair. Just that extra bit of length in the corners just helps it all flow together. And I'm going to repeat what I just did on this side. Good thing about this haircut as well is I cut it nice and symmetrical. He can just push it in which direction he wants. I've seen photos of him when his helmet comes off when he's been playing American football. His hair just always looks good, but it's cut with symmetry, so it looks good pushed in any direction.
Good in any
And
direction.
that's both sides done, and then I usually just like to pick it up the old school way of barbering, comb it all into the middle, and just take off any extra that might be there. So the next section I'm going to take are literally going to determine the shape on the top, and they're also going to determine where the hair is disconnected and where it's connected. I'm going to take a section from just over the recess, and it's going to go diagonally almost straight towards the middle of the crown area. And I know this is done in like 100 different ways with different borders.
Your way.
I think it was a rub border video maybe that I watched one time. And I kind of want the haircut to be disconnected, probably just in front of the ear. I want the rest of it to be connected. I want it all flow together. So I simply just drag it, pull it straight out. And you can see my guide underneath. That was the triangle that I was talking about earlier, where I wanted to maintain length. I'm going to connect this in. And then I'm in front of the ear now and I want this to be disconnected. So I'm going to pull it straight out again. Just angle my fingers slightly down. I used to stress about connecting the back and sides on a scissor cut all the time, and it's literally that easy. Yeah, I tend to watch a lot of YouTube videos when I feel like all barbers do it. You start to like question your work sometimes in the shop and you need a bit of a kick in the ass. Watch a bunch of videos, come back, implement a bunch of different techniques.
See, I guess everyone's learning.
And the key is take pictures of your haircuts. If you're starting to feel like you're slacking a little bit, I was fine taking pictures, posting them, and then you realise actually I'm not as I thought I was. Cool, so now we've got back and sides done, crown areas cut, and the only thing we've got now is just the middle profile section. We've already cut this bit, not cut the top yet. I want it to be this shape. I'm going to start at the back because I've got a guide there and I need to meet it anyway. So it stops me from taking too much length off, and then I'll have a shorter area. I'll have to go back and make this shorter, and then I'll have to make the side shorter. So I'm just going to start at the back. I'm just going to take another little section and I'm going to use that middle one as a guide. And I'm club cutting this entire thing at the minute because I'm just going to go back and add some texture when it's dry. And now I just like to old school, like grabbing and basically using tension just to connect the two corners. So when I pull this up here in a second, you'll see this is where I blended it into the back and sides. I'm pulling the hair back to where I wanted it to be blended. I'm just going to take
Snip, snip.
and I'm gonna pull
Blending.
the tension all the way back.
Mongoose, hello.
And
Welcome in,
not
friend.
much to do,
It's going good. We just started.
Texturizing when it's dry.
Just watching
You put
more
the hair
barbering
on, it's dry.
videos,
You might see a bit of
trying
weight you want to
to
take out, so you just
learn
take that out when
more.
it's dry. And I'm going to do the same on this
How
side. Little
are
section
you
just to
doing? How's your night going?
extend that middle section because it wasn't that.
Happy holidays. Christmas is here soon. Yeah, hopefully you had a wonderful day today and a good night so far. It's been a
Long.
wonderful day.
So I've got more of a section to aim for when I go and do the tension. Good thing about the foam tonic as well, you find yourself not spraying the hair as much because it leaves that little bit.
Doing well, thanks. What are we learning tonight? Oh, I have a variety of videos lined up. Right now, it's just a natural slick back look that this barber's showing me. Last video was middle part taper fade. Yeah, it was pretty good. Learning a variety of things. Get the hang of how different barbers are cutting too. And I think it'll help me a lot when I have to do the cutting. Happy holidays to you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate the wishes. Yeah, happy holidays to you and your partner as well. Tomorrow, my dad is picking me up early, and then we're gonna go to Banff together. Come home Christmas Day, and spend the day with Jaden and doggies. It'll be wonderful.
Bit of moisture in. I'm going to dry it now. I'm probably going to put just one more squirt of foam tonic in it.
It smells really good.
Yeah, it does smell really good.
Home tonic.
The foam tonic, so that adds that element of heat.
So he said he's done doing the
Super
basic,
hot and not worry about
like the
really
main
damaging the
cutting.
skull.
Just has to do his
Literally all
texturing
back
and
toward the centre back here.
detail work.
Touch it now. It hardly feels like you got anything in your ear.
Feels mild different, but it's holding up.
Yeah, holds up loads. You can push it in directions and it stays.
Yeah.
And it's like super easy to style your hair. Yeah.
That's
So
very
all
cool.
I'm going to do now is go through little bits where I think weight might need taking out,
Right.
and I'm just going to chop into it just a touch, especially in this midsection where it gets a little thick.
I see. Point cutting.
Fair point cutting over a thin scissor.
Yeah, definitely. I think you got more control over point cutting. You can go as deep as you want then. They get called so many different names, don't
I
they?
see.
Tapering scissor, thinning scissor, whatever. And the only time I ever use tapering scissors, thinning scissors, is on clipper cuts, and it'll just be tiny little bits of weight in between clipper and scissor that
Right.
if you was to go in with a full scissor, you'd start adding new lines and stuff. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and
I
refine the edges around the
see.
ear, detail or over comb, and then I'm going to go in and
So
taper the
using
neck out
point
and then
cutting
taper the sideburns out too.
instead of.
So I've got two at the minute. I've got a pair of Babyliss skeleton trimmers. They are super close. They're what I remove bulk with on skin fades and add like weight lines in with a comb. Thanks.
Watched some tapers already, so kind of get that idea.
I'm going to taper out the neck next, and because we cut the top, and the skin might still be slightly damp, put a little bit of talc on there. Barbers would tend to. There's so much talc, probably a little bit more exaggerated than I. It's got quite a big neck, so I know that a lot
He's
of
got a
barbers would
bigger
tend
neck,
to
I
make
see.
the talc probably a little bit more exaggerated than I do. Yeah, I just don't feel like it's needed on Kurt's hair. There's so much to line up on the edges here that if I was to arc it, it'd end up with these really elongated necklines. So I like to take it, it's almost straight. I'm just going to bolt that out with a foil. So I'm just going to go in an open blade now and just set another guide just above it. JRL. They're definitely different to what I used previously, what I've been barbering. Just over 4 years now, and the clipper to get when I started was a Magic Clip. So I had a super taper, I think a corded super taper first, and it was horrendous. But I feel like I've been spoiled. I got into barbering when all the good tools were coming out. I even learned recently that you didn't used to be a half guard, there was a 0.5 guard. People just used to flick an open blade out. I used to be a customer at Northwest, and I used to absolutely, like, I love looking at my diary, especially when you're going to have guards every single time. Set a new guide and going up like an inch every single time.
See.
What are you guys the way through?
Detailer, open 0, close 0, open 1, close 1. The only guide I didn't set a guide with was my 0.5, so I like to just go in and chip and refine with that. So the way I fade at the minute is I usually pretty much dig in a nice solid guide with
see.
my open, and then when I've gone the guide above, I'll come back down to the guide previous and I'll flick away at that solid guide that I stuck in earlier. Just going back in now and using my corners, blades closed, super light touch. I'm hardly holding the clipper, kind of just balancing it while I'm rubbing it against the head. It just makes sure that I don't put in any lines really. So this being my last guide on neck taper, I don't want to dig in like I did with the previous ones and create more weight. I'm going to flick straight into my scissor work from earlier, and all we're doing now is we're trying to make this transition as flawless as possible. So I'm going to open it up and just properly flick at it, but I'm going to go and refine it back with the scissors later.
Flick.
A 2. Yeah, 2
Number
open.
Out of curiosity, what do you mean by open and close?
Basically, how much the blade's open.
Right.
So I'd say the clipper in itself, this safety guard is a guard basically, and it's got different settings, and it's slightly
So just
further away.
how far away the blade is from the edge of it.
Yeah, basically. And there's another thing I like to do as well on haircuts. I know that I left this corner nice and long, it's got some flow, and I usually comb the hair in the direction it's going, clipper upside down, and I just remove any little bits of weight. And the good thing about neck tapers as well, that I absolutely love, is lining it up at the end. So even if you think your neck taper doesn't look amazing, or it's not up to your standards or whatever, after you've refined it a touch and when you line it up at the end, it always makes it look 10 times better.
I see.
Nothing too harsh with the temple tapers, like I don't want super
What
harsh
kind
temple
of
tapers.
tools do you have for clippers and trimmers? Do you have a brand that you like best? I think Jaden has a wall, which is pretty good. I would like their product. I use the, what is it called? Foil razor for shaving my chin and face. I feel like it's pretty powerful, pretty good one. For clippers and trimmers, we still have to get my own, right? Yeah, we're still saving to buy some. Buy a decent set. I don't want, I haven't really looked at the options, but we'll get a decent kind. Not too expensive, not too cheap. But yeah, I definitely think wall is a pretty good one to go with. I don't really know much about them, to be honest, the difference of all the tools. But yeah, which one did you like? Is there any that you preferred that maybe would be good for me? Or Jaden has some trimmers and stuff, so can always use those. All are my favorite too. I have the magic clip and I'm literally in love with it. Oh! Yeah. Thank you, Jaden, for explaining. I'll share. Magic clip, that's good to know. I've heard people say magic clip before. That is the clippers, I assume. Called magic clip. Trimmer, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely look. I love magic clip too. Magic clip it is. I have to get magic clip. Eventually. Yeah. Learn first, get good, and then save up for my tools. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited.
Nice and soft. Just going with an open 1.5. Literally just taking a little bit of weight out that's there. Pull this a little bit down and just taking his strays off.
Hearing the extra thoughts that you're bringing out here, because it feels like my haircut's like, it's really quite lovely hearing the extra thoughts that you're bringing out here, because it feels like my haircut's like excessively more personal.
Oh, yeah. I always try and make sure, well, I probably know what most of my clients do as a job. I know what they do in their spare time. I've seen them out and about. I know how they style their hair. I remember when I started coming to Northwest for my haircut, I bought a t-shirt when Josh were an apprentice, and the slogan was tailor-made haircuts. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but it definitely was back in the day. It's probably the only line that I'm going to alter and stray away from the hairline just a little bit, just because the neck taper is probably like it's my highlight of this haircut. I absolutely love how the neck taper looks, so I want it to stand out as much as possible.
Wait, taper? Oh wait, no, that's okay. I was like, he went clean around the ears, but I
Right,
guess
I'm
that's
breathing over
normal.
these bits.
He didn't fade anything above the ear, really. It's just
I'm just going to throw some styling powder in it now.
more sideburns
Just make it
and
look nice
back.
and natural.
Makes sense.
Good thing about this haircut is it can be super smart, it can be super messy. Styling powder is really good. You can do a really technical styling with it if you're a barber. And then like for people that just want to throw something in their hair and make it look good, it's so easy to make it look good. Mess it up, push it all out of the way, making sure that it's going to get in there. Drop it from a height so you get
So
good coverage.
thought that was salt and pepper for a second.
Drop it from a height that's gonna get in there.
Seasoning the hair. A little
Drop it from a
shaker.
height so you get good coverage. Work it in.
Oh,
I'm
made
probably
some
gonna make it a
updates
little
on.
neater today,
Yes.
but if he was to just throw his fingers through it,
We're not going to be mobile.
good.
We'll have our
It's my favourite
still at
comb.
our
It was
place and
97p.
save up money open. Let me get a decent barber shave. Thank you so much. Yeah, very exciting. Oh, wait. Very exciting to do it here, make our own little studio. I think it'll be awesome. It'll work well for everyone. We're in a pretty busy area too, so a lot of traffic. And everyone needs haircut. Yeah, we're definitely doing a lot of planning right now, and I have to learn quickly to be ready. Yeah, thank you for believing in us and always supporting me. You're awesome. You always had positive vibe when you were cutting hair too. That's what I love. I'll try to maintain good positive vibe with everyone. Give them best service. Jaden shows me very well. I caught so many people. Everyone happy. Yeah, I think it'll be a good feeling, for sure. This next one, that's just
tutorial on the trendy and
guess we can do this because hair's kind of all over. Scissor cut all over. Clean up. I've seen quite a bit of these ones. Refresher.
Hello, today I'm gonna show you how to make this haircut using only this scissors.
Thank you so
and
much,
in a simple
Mungus.
way. If you
We'll
don't know
definitely
me, my
reach
name
out
is
and let you
Faris
know.
Santiago. I'm a barber, and I
You're
have
so
other
kind.
channel
Thank
on
you for
YouTube
offering
with
to
more
help.
than 200,000 subscribers. But there I speak Portuguese,
You're awesome.
my mother tongue.
Deserve all the best.
And as you can hear, my
So
English
much
isn't
when you
very
have
good
time,
because
you're
I
very
don't have much
talented.
vocabulary.
Yes,
to begin
you'd be
studying English this
perfect.
year. But I hope that you don't
Good
mind about
vibes.
my mistakes because
All
my
inclusive
purpose
to
with
everyone.
this channel is to help people who want to learn how to make men's haircuts.
And I can learn
So,
lots from
let's start it.
you and Jaden.
Okay. Use a conditioner.
Condition the hair,
It's
wet it,
called the I'll use are manageable.
the
To
methods.
cut the back and sides, I'll use a technique very important to all barbers. It's called the scissor over comb. Yes, in my mother tongue, we call this pente corrido. But here, look, I'll separate the top from the side, but only in the part that I'll cut right now. You don't need to separate all the top in the first moment because you gain more time making this. So I separate only the part that I'll cut right now.
Okay.
This is the top, this is the side. Look, I
Just
pick
going
up the hair with the comb and I start cutting. This first section, I define how long the hair will be. And I go up with the comb and gradually I distance the comb from the head.
I
And
see.
I'll do again
Straight on.
at the same space. The secret here is go up with the comb slowly and gradually I distance the comb from the head.
I
And
see.
this way, I'll create a graduation. This part
Graduation.
will be more short, more long, and this part will be more short. And I do this until the other side.
Okay.
I want that you look with more attention the movement that I do with the comb. This movement.
Yeah. He's very long hair too, that guy.
Remember, you need to do again at the same space.
I would love that. I miss being creative all day doing hair. I can't wait to experience that feeling. To
You can ask
be
me
good to
right now,
um,
how can I guarantee that the
feel
other,
that
the
all that
other side
awesomeness
will
together.
be with
Rewarding.
the same size as this side? Well, I'll use my reference. What is my reference?
All the
Here.
guideline.
If you look,
You can see
this
how
part
short.
that I already cut it is more short, and this part is more long. What I do is, I cut this part aligned with this part. This part is my reference, and this way, I'll
I see. Just all over.
here,
Scissor over.
and don't go up with the comb on this line. The back, I don't go up with the comb until here. I go out before and
Right.
go out.
That makes sense.
And I maintain this length
Links on
to
the.
do a shape for the head. Let's continue. You can use the scissor
It's like a tip.
kind of
I might
to
have went
hold
all the way
hair,
to the top at first.
making this movement.
All those hairs would be short
It'll
then.
be easy for you if you do this.
Would be big mistake. Favorite? I don't know about favorite. I think
When I arrive in
mastering
this
a fade, like just any sort of fade, low, mid, or high fade, would feel really good for me. And I love when it's blended nicely, nice and neat. I have a lot of attention for detail, so I think I would want to master that quickly. Let me see. I think this scissor, I feel like the scissoring over comb and just taking a bit off the top with scissors, not doing a fade, I think might be the one I can learn the quickest, maybe. I don't know. It seems less challenging than doing a fade with a lot of blending and clippers and guards and remembering open and closed and directions, using corner of it. So to me, so far it feels like scissoring. When someone's talking about it, it seems a lot more straightforward. I kind of know that if you do flat cut, it's more blunt, and then point, it's more textured, and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm not really sure what would be my favorite, but I think I would love to master fading. And the one that I think I'll learn probably quicker might be the scissoring one, just because it seems a lot more easier to understand, if that makes sense. I don't really know what I'm talking, but that's how I feel like. I like doing any haircut though, to be honest. I feel like I'll love cutting hair, so just gotta trial and error and practice and try different haircuts on different models or people, and or mannequin, anything, and see. I remember when I did the one length haircut for a female mannequin. It was quite long hair, and that one was seems not challenging, but I accidentally cut the guideline at the in the middle or at some point, so it was a little bit uneven at the end because I cut over, made a new guide, and then followed that guide. I think for most of the cut, but that's okay. It was a happy accident. It made me realize that one length really should be one length, and then it's okay to take your time. I think I should have been more patient, and then cleaner section. Um, I saw the technique of like flipping your comb or using your scissors to flip the hair to see where your guide is from before to make sure you don't cut a new one, which I think is important because I don't want to cut my guide again and lose it, and then I ruin the haircut for all. I'm up for the challenge. Sounds like you've already learned a lot. Good for you. We'll DM you for more detail. This is exciting. Yay, yay! Yes, I'm so excited. Cannot wait what the future holds. Oh, water? Yes, please. Water. Stay hydrated. Very dry. Oh, yeah. Very exciting. But yeah, this haircut I feel like
I separate
might be able
the
to get
top from the side.
sooner. Then if fade is just seems like a lot of step. Because of how attention to detail I am, I may get frustrated a
Start
little
here
bit with my work if it's not perfectly even
and
or faded.
go up
I think that'll motivate me more to just do it better and fix it, blend it more.
and go out with the comb.
Scissors
Do
to me feels
at the
more
same space
risky
again.
because if I really
Check.
do make a wrong snip, like a wrong cut, I might mess something up
Look,
big time.
your
Depends on
reference
how much.
here.
If I just take off that whole chunk, it's probably. Oh, he did because he's making it even. But yeah, I don't want to make a mistake. And I think a good tip that Jaden helped me with so that I don't cut myself because right now working in food, I get a lot of burns and like some stuff splatter on me, oil splattered on me before. One time oil splattered like towards my face. I'm lucky it didn't get in my eye. Um,
Pay
so a
attention
lot of
to
hot
my
things, sharp
movement
things I've cut
with the
myself.
scissor and with the comb.
Many cuts
I
here and there.
pick the hair up with the
I
scissor
even,
first,
yeah,
and
just a lot
after
of
that,
danger. So
I
for hair
hold the hair
cutting,
with the comb.
Jaden's good tip for
This
me
way,
was when
be more
I'm
easily to cut the hair.
grabbing the hair with the comb and then cutting it, is to not go past my first
Don't
knuckle
forget the graduation.
when cutting. Just do little bit by little bit so that I have less chance to cut myself. Which I'll take that advice. Again, I don't worry. I don't have a lot of time. I am getting older. I want to use my time wisely. And I don't want to waste customers' time, but I do want to take my time on making it perfect as I can, even if I'm new,
I already
and making them happy.
cut it, the back and sides with
Any
the
issues, I'll
scissor or
solve it
comb. And right now,
to the best of my ability.
I'll make the line here.
And if it's
With
really
the trim.
bad, Jaden is there
Pay
always to
attention
help me.
how I do this.
He knows everything about, well, not everything, but he
The
knows a
height
lot
here,
about
you decide with your
situations
client
of the hair.
if he wants more height or less height.
Stay focused, yeah, focus locus. Yeah, it grows back. Thank you for that tip. That's very nice to remind me.
I don't like
Jaden's reminding
in
me of
this
that
part
too,
cut
that
too
it's just
much.
hair and it will
I
grow
don't
back.
get into
Um,
with the machine, with
which
the trimmer. I only
It's more reassuring that
the
everything will
points,
be okay,
like
even
this,
if I make a mistake.
to be more natural.
Oh,
Let's find out the year.
I know hair is very personal, though, so hopefully I can make less mistake as much as possible.
Comb the hair
Be
this way,
patient with myself, with
and
others, like I've said before. Yeah. But I guess it'll be hard to find balance of me not taking too long on the haircut, but also making it look like what they asked for. 90%, 95%. Oh, that is very true. Hair grows back fast too. And tattoos is permanent. Tattoos are just like ink and it's there. I know you can get it removed and stuff these days and just re-tattoo over it to make it something else. But yeah, that would be a lot more worse, I think, for me. I don't think I could be tattoo artist. I'm not that artistic anyway, to be honest. That kind of way. So
In this part, I don't
it
like
would
to get
make me
into
more
it
stressed
because
if
I
I know that what I'm
to
doing is
cut
permanent with
too much
ink.
here.
And
All
it's also
the
very
tube.
painful tattoo, I heard.
To
So
guarantee
depends on
a
your pain
straight line,
tolerance. But haircut should not be painful. It should be enjoyable, pleasurable. Um, Usually they make me fall asleep. Um, oh, Jaden brought my little scissor set. This is all I have. Oh, maybe I can show you. Actually, we'll go full cam for a sec. Full cam. That's just a comb. That's nothing interesting. I feel like majority of people have one, though. Maybe. Um, this is a little pouch. Jaden got for me. I remember. Or this one. Yeah. I feel like he got me all of this. Here is the. I forget what that one is called. This is, I think, the straight razor. Just a wall. Let's see how close I can get to make it. To make you see it. It's not focusing. Focus. Oh, it's kind of focusing. I guess it's because the blade, the reflection. But it's just a wall straight razor. I got that. I think that's for cleaning. Not sure. This I forget what it's called. Maybe you can help. It's just like it's another razor, but I forget what it's called. Is it for the hair? Thinning the hair? Another way? Thinning shear? No, it's not thinning shear. Oh, maybe. I don't know what it's called. Texturizing razor. Thank you so much. So this creates texture, I guess. You use it on the hair. I don't see it too often on any of the videos I watch, really. I think one or two. But I'll definitely be interested on learning this tool. There's that one. Red one. Then I got same one. I love it. Oh, for this you have a wall black one like that? I love that. It's awesome. And then these are designed by Kasho. Kasho. Style happy. Made in Japan. Those are the. It's so hard to see because it's like a metal. But there's those. There we go. Style. And then it says Koho there. Yeah. Those are the actual scissors. Cutting scissors. And what else? What else do we got? Oh, the. Wait, if that was texturizing, then this one must be thinning shear. Which is the one with the lines in it. Which is. Seen this? Japan. It says butterfly on it. And yeah, that's what it looks like. Those ones. Wait. It's very hard to see, but that's what I have. These two. This is so if that is texture. This is thinning, right? Thinning shear. Thinning shears. Sorry, I'm very bad with the names. Jaden has told me a million times what each. Not a million, but he's told me enough. Right, Oma gave it to me. That's why I saw the um, name brand on it. Well, not the neighbor, but where Jaden's Oma used to work. And now I remember she was kind of, she did give me, because she had this. Thinning shears, yes, yay, thinning shears. I just didn't know that texturizing razor, but I knew it was for the hair and to kind of like slice or like, yeah, it's kind of like a slicing motion that I've seen before. Oh, but I'm excited to use all of these and learn how each of them work. The straight razor will be interesting because it's very sharp and you gotta be careful of the angle and pressure and skin, and you gotta stretch it and so much. Clean the skin properly, make sure it's exfoliated so that all the hairs are like standing out as much as possible. Thank you. Thank you for your help. Yeah, this kid from mom. Thank you, Oma, Jaden's Oma. She's so sweet. She's so giving and kind. Definitely. So that's what I'll be using to um, practice and cut hair. I already cut Jaden's hair last time, I remember. I think I was using his tools though that time, if I remember correctly. But yeah, learning how to stay steady, learning how to hold it again, and just getting back into good rhythm. Exfoliating is very important. Yes, I remember you told me that. I remember. Exfoliate the skin. I feel like straight razor I would be learning a little bit later, not right away. Or maybe right away. It depends on how fast I'm picking it up and understanding it. Yeah, I have to understand the process. I have to understand why am I doing this cut. And then once someone just tells me you're doing it because once you cut it, it'll fall like this or that, or it'll shape this. This is the shape they want. This is the kind of haircut. Then I understand. But I am definitely hands-on. I do have to learn by doing it. A repetition, and then it becomes second nature to me on a lot of things. So I'm hoping haircutting can just um, be same as other stuff. I think it will. It will as long as I put in the time, effort, positive energy, and corrective criticism coming my way is what I want to make me better. Which I think you and Jaden would be wonderful at that. And I'm really grateful and lucky to have people like you close by for support and for answering my questions. I really appreciate it because I know you don't have to. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Big hearts. People believing in me. It's rare, but um, these days having people who are amazing, like you guys, is awesome. It motivates me to do it and do it well, not be afraid of mistakes, and just continue learning a lot. Yeah, but yeah, that is my tools, my little tools for now. For trimmers and razor, that kind of stuff, I'll borrow Jaden. It's very kind. They are quite expensive each. They are pricey. But it's all worth it, I think. It'll pay itself off too. As long as you stick with it. Which I plan on doing for quite a while. I need a skill and barbering seems amazing. Doing something for people will be rewarding too in a different way. I won't be cooking for them, give them a haircut. To me, it's a lot more personal. Same in the sense of everyone needs to eat, everyone needs to have a haircut. And whenever I'm cooking, I always give the best quality and try my best to make it hot and freshest when I'm serving it at work. Same with haircut. I'll try to do my best on the neatness and everything that comes with hair cutting. I won't lose myself, my moral, and that kind of thing. Always stick to who I am truly and giving best experience. Anyway, I can't. Anyway, client needs. I'll do that. Alright, guys, let's jump back. I showed my tools. Jump back to finishing this video. Wait, why is it full screen? There we go. Clean up.
Here, I'll make
Now top
in a simple way. To
section.
comb the hair to the side, and you pick up your first section here. Look, when I comb the hair to the side, I pick up clean sections. Look, pick up more one section, and the rest of the hair maintain to the side. And this way will be more easy to you. So let's start. You need to define how much you will cut with your client, okay? In this case, I'll cut maybe 2 fingers. Yes, 2 fingers. It's important to maintain your fingers straight. Don't this way and don't this way.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
one
gotta
side
make sure.
will be more longer than the other. And I don't want this. The next session.
I don't want it.
And right now, look for close. And right now, I use my previous section
Oh, I
like a
see.
reference. And I cut. My fingers straight,
Straight.
okay? And let's do it until
Set all the way
you
back.
need, if you want, okay, I
Then
need
side.
to cut this part.
Yeah.
And my reference right now will be this part. This part is more short, and this part is more long. And right now, I align both.
Let's see. Pretty straightforward.
I pick up the hair and do this movement.
Yeah.
to
Gotta
maintain
make sure
a
I'm
square
not just
shape.
going outward. Just gotta.
Okay. I arrive here in this part. This part I'll cut later. Right now I'm focused on the top. The other side. Here is my reference, and I align this.
Right. Okay.
Right now, I'll check all the hair, all the sections, to see if they are all aligned. This way, look, I pick up here, and I go to the side, and to the other side. I need to see a line here, in this shape, this way. Not exactly flat, but maybe a little curved.
Just a little
like
bit.
this.
Which there is. Okay.
And I cut if a hair straight. Hey, I lost my vocabulary right now.
See.
Yes, this part I call check the sections.
Cross-checking,
Okay.
essentially.
I already cut the back
I
and
think-
sides with the scissor over comb. I already cut the top, and right now I need to connect the top with the sides. And I do this way. It's important that you look with attention what I'm doing to make there
What
in
I'm
your
doing.
house. I comb the part of the top to the side like this. I pick up the hair, and on my fingers is the part on the side and the part on the top. and I align this way, and maintain this shape, the graduation. It's important to maintain the graduation here.
Graduation.
Look,
I see.
the short hair, the long hair, and I align both.
Oops. Turning the volume up.
I do again a little bit above. Cut this point here.
A little bit of bottom. Just
Look
going with the shape.
how the previous line fade away. Right now here, I only connected the back and the top.
I see.
I go with my fingers a little bit above to reach the top and make this shape here. Look. See this connection.
Very nice. Okay.
To connect this part, this left side, is usually more difficult to people, but it's only a question of training. Look, I changed the position of my fingers. In this side, I made this way. I did this way. And here, the unique difference is my fingers.
I see.
Look, the short hair, the long hair, I align, maintain the graduation. It's important to cut this point. Okay. Look how the line fade away in this side too.
It's more blended.
And lastly, before I wash this hair, I like to check the hair in the other position that I cut it. Right? From
Oh, now
this
he's
side.
doing cross-checking.
Look.
I see.
The bangs too.
Point cut.
Only the points.
Oh, he's doing straight. I see. Okay. Yeah, I guess it depends. What you want to do.
Is almost done. Right now, I'll wash the hair, and before this, I'll draw the hair. This one other important shape if the show it's in the.
Okay, now he's.
And right now, I'll do improvements in this haircut.
Silver color. Improvement, okay. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty straightforward. Two block.
Versatile two-block haircut. In this video, I'll explore and show a number of techniques that will allow you to create your own version of this with the skills you're going to learn. I'm going to start nice and easy with a number 3 on the clipper. And I don't want to follow the shape of the skull. I want to curve out in a sort of a C motion with the clipper. So we're going to go in right at the nape of the neck, even pressure on the head, and just curve out away from the head. So we're not going up very high with the clipper. It's below the occipital bone. That's that bone that sticks out the most, that if you watch my videos, you'll know a lot about.
Thank you. Ferrero chocolate.
That bone that sticks out the occipital ridge.
Thank
That
you.
bone that sticks out the occipital ridge, there it is there.
Occipital
So
ridge.
even though the clipper guard is going up a little bit higher than that, you need to remember that it's not touching the head at that point. I'm making it get longer and curving away from the
Yeah,
head.
if I follow the head, it'd be
as I
way
move
shorter.
up with the clipper. While we watch this, where does the name 2 block come from? Well, it just means that the hair is cut effectively in 2 blocks. One block being the back and sides, and the other block being the top. So step to the side here. We'll just cover the whole back area with this number 3. Now there's a lot of work to do on this back area here, and I'm going to stay on the back area, and we'll do all of that so you can see every technique that I use. I want you to see exactly how I fine-tune it right at the start of this video. I want to effectively create a taper. That's what I want to do at the back. So I'm going in with a 0. That's the lever closed, no guard on the clipper. And I'm going to make a straight line across the back. So it's going to be very square. I'm not going to follow the curvature of the hairline, just completely straight. And then what we'll do is lift that line up higher and higher with longer grade. So some people call it the open position. A taper, if you've not heard that term, is basically where the hair just disappears down into nothing at the back of the neck. Higher. Now watch the technique. What I do is I just attack the line. So when the clipper touches that line, I just flick it away. That's all I want to cut. I don't want to go up too high. Just attack the line with the clipper. When it touches it, flick the clipper out, and that's plenty. Don't go any higher, because that will cause you problems with your taper.
I see.
Well, that's certainly my technique anyway.
Just being careful.
This is a nape whorl. So the hair is not growing straight down, it's actually growing kind of sideways, almost up, which means I need to go down with the clipper on that. Okay, let's move that lever. We'll get a little bit longer, and I'm just going to work my way up a little bit higher now on the taper. Now you can see it's starting to form a little bit of a taper. It's not quite there yet. So just, again, make sure you're not going too high. You're just flicking the clipper.
Flicking.
Something I want to say about this 2-block haircut is that I'm getting a lot of requests for 2-block haircuts. I don't know about you. Tell me down below if you get a lot of requests. I'm definitely getting a lot of requests for this. I'm getting a lot less people asking for a fade nowadays, which makes me think, is a fade fading away? I don't know. I only go with what clients ask for, and I kind of go with their kind of trends. This is certainly something that's coming into fashion in a big way right now.
Taper.
So a number 2 now on the back. This is the last part to join into that 3 that we did initially. Yeah, tell me what you think. It's a really interesting discussion point, because I think every haircut has its time in the sun. A fade has been around for like 10 years now, but I do sense that young people want to do more with their hair. They don't want to cut half of it off. I'm fine with that. I'll cut whatever they want. But we need to know how to do it when they do ask. So I hope this tutorial is coming in useful so far. At the back, let's frame it, okay? We're staying on the back right now. Let's get these straight lines really, really straight down the back, and that's going to give us this beautiful finish to the taper. This is easily my favorite part of the haircut. I don't save the best to last. I'm doing it now.
I love,
I love to
making
see
it how crisp.
it can turn out. Same on the other side. Now, by the way, when you're framing like this, jet black hair is probably the hair that's going to stand out the most on. The lighter the hair gets, the less definition that you have. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It just, don't beat yourself up if you do this and you're not getting that same kind of crispy definition. Now, we need to debulk this. Okay, so we'll take some sections, pull them out from the head at the back, and take a good amount off, but I need to keep enough length so that it lies down all the way down onto the occipital bone. So I cut that away, and I want to look to see if I can find some short hair. There it is. So I'm roughly cutting about the same length off
Let's
for
see.
each section on the back here. By the way, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect at this stage.
This is
is
debulking.
debulking. We're taking the bulk down, and it's going to be refined a little bit better. It's going to be refined really nicely with some scissor over comb, which if you watch this channel, you've probably seen a few times, but let's watch how I get myself down into that taper, how I join down into it. There's that short hair again.
Nice.
And refine and taper. So we're stepping down each time, scissor in, comb underneath, pick up the hair and just keep working your way down.
Oh,
As you get nearer
never
the
seen that
bottom, you'll
kind of-
probably find there's less hair coming off, and that means that you're getting closer to your taper, your short hair, and you should probably stop cutting. Go back up to the top and start working your way down again. It's easier this because we debulked. If there's too much hair, it's actually quite difficult to scissor over comb. Now, scissor over comb is a method where you don't use tension on the hair. You don't pull the hair out with your fingers. You just use the scissors. It's relaxed. It's as the hair would sit in its natural state.
I see.
I quite like that. I like to see how the hair falls as it is being cut. It gives me an idea of how the haircut is progressing. It's worth learning how to do this. I really encourage you to learn this style of cutting. It's going to be useful for you. You will use it day in and day out in the barbershop if you can do it, and it's great for cutting longer hair. So one of the things about the 2-block haircut, this one I'm going to finish it with a middle part, so it's going to be swept to the side, getting longer towards the front. Other 2-block haircuts, sometimes they're a bit more kind of like an Edgar, you know, they're pulled forwards, but it doesn't matter. You can interpret the top any way you want. The main thing is that it's basically cut in 2 blocks. That's the gist of it.
I see. Very nice.
So over here
Scissor
on
over
the sides now, what we need to do is form a sort of a ridge, and that ridge is going to support the hair that is swept over from the top. So clip it in, number 3. Remember, we worked up with a number 3 on the back. What I'm going to do, you see my comb there?
Yeah.
I'm bringing it down to where I think that ridge is going to be. I don't want the hair to rise above that, so the comb is guiding me.
It's helping.
And I'm going to work my way towards the back. My ridge is going to dip down because remember, we want to come down towards our taper. Now, it doesn't look too neat right now. That's
I
okay.
see.
We're going to go in and taper this a little bit and neaten it up. You need that guide. I think you need to go in with the 3 just to get rid of the bulk, and then you can work up from there. So a half position, lever down on the open blade, and just take the sideburn away, and then clean it up with a 0. That's not going to take much work at all. Okay, now we can have the number 1, and you're just going to go in and bite at that line again, okay? Take that line
Bite
out,
at the line.
and then what we'll do is
Very
work
little
straight onto the 1.5 from there. So just push the lever down and work you up a little bit higher. Now, it's important that you don't go too high. Don't go into the ridge. You can use trimmer over comb if you want to refine that sort of clipper work. But now what I'm going to do is I'll use the corner of the trimmer blade. I'm going to curve here, make a little curvature. It is kind of popping, but I'm not really that concerned about making that very bold. It is fine like that. But remember that there's going to be a lot of hair falling over the top of that area, so you're not going to see it most of the time. Don't fuss too much. I'll make it nice and clean around the ear. You will see that, so let's try and make a nice round curve. Now look, there's a little bit down here, down just behind the back of the ear where it's actually not very straight. Let me just illustrate that for you right now. You see, not very straight. I need to do something about that. I can't leave it like that. That's a very visible part of the haircut, so just go back and refine that a little bit, make that a bit straighter.
I see.
I hope this is
Very
all
nice
making
detail.
sense to
It
you
does
so
make sense.
far. If there's answer them in the comments. On the top, what I want to do is I'm going to cut a strip down the middle. I'm doing that to soften the final look. So the longest part of the hair here is right in the very middle because it has to reach all the way down. But I'm going to kind of layer this middle part in. Layering it means that it's going to be slightly shorter higher up, and it's not going to reach all the way down to the edges. Working from the back, I'm just going to take quite a long section, and I'm going to take the middle out. This is the only strip I'm taking from the top, like this, and then we're going to cut the sides separately. But I'm going to work my way forward in sections, and
Let's start at the back.
it's going to be methodical. You can see each time you take a section how much hair you took off the last time, and we'll just work to that from the back.
If you do front to back, you might take off too much, I guess. So there's not enough hair at the back to lay down nicely.
Now, if you like my method of teaching, if you're a visual learner, I do have my own course online, a bit more with continually length. So let's get on to these sides here. What we need at the back is a marker point, and I want it to get longer towards the front. So all these sections, I'm going to pull them all the way back to my marker point, and then I'm going to cut at the marker point. So the section is pulled out vertically from the side of the head, and each time I collect another section, I'm going to pull it back towards the marker point. What's the purpose of this? Well, the purpose is that as you work your way to point over of cutting, if you want to get really technical, it's what you would call a compound over direction. There's a great word for you because you're actually over directing from the top and you're over directing from the side. So you're pulling it back from the top and you're pulling it back from the side all towards one point, and then you get this beautiful kind of shape, this triangular shape. Once you've cut that, I'm going to go in, I'm going to put my scissor in, and I'm going to take very broad sections of hair and just take about 1 centimetre off, working my way towards the bottom. This is going to soften the edge. Okay, so I'm taking a little bit of hair from higher up from the very perimeter just to soften the edge of the perimeter so I don't have a lot of weight. Shape.
I see.
This is, you can do anything you want, either like any repeating completely my entire anyway. I don't know how you would interpret it. Something you could do is add a lot of texture to this with texture scissors. You could slice it. If you want to know more about slicing, there is some about slicing, of course, bias cutting and other texture techniques. Or you could razor this and you could add a lot of texture. I don't think it needs it. I actually don't think this haircut even needs product at the end. You're going to see it just kind of like sits so perfect. You need to with your nest in. Okay, I'm gonna so check over when I'll get my little foil shape. I love that. You know, just wish it all the best with your 2-block haircuts. If you do one, if you're cutting someone's hair like
Pretty
this.
good. Classic gradation. Graduation. Horseshoe. Right. Diagonal back section. Right. Little section. Yeah, that's good speed. That is repeated. Yes. Opposite side. Connection. Okay. Repeat. Okay. That's it. Oh. I know.
What up, guys? It's Marty Blends back with another cinematic
Glory
tutorial, and today
blowout.
we'll be going over a beautiful blowout mid tape tutorial. And today we'll be going over beautiful. Begin by moistening up the entire canvas. You then want to section two equal partings along the parietal ridge. We do this so that the top portion of the hair doesn't interfere with our blending. With your preferred trimmer, use your corners to create a rounded baseline, then remove everything left underneath. Just don't press down too hard on the scalp, and be sure to leave some bulk on the C-cup. With your shaver, remove all stubble left behind. In tight spaces will make it. Next, using the clipper and the lever open, create a half-inch guideline. Remember that using those corners in tight spaces will make a huge difference to the shape of the blend. You want to make sure you shadow that baseline perfectly. Now close the lever and use your corners to get halfway through that baseline. Open up slightly and move up within this guideline. If your baseline is still visible, you can use your trimmer with its blade flat on the scalp to erase. Alright, now continue by slapping on that half part with the lever open and create a half-inch guideline. Next, use your one guard open to move up half an inch from the previous guard. With the 1.5 guard open, we move up another half an inch. If you can't already tell, we are fading up since we didn't remove any bulk at the beginning of the haircut. And now with the number 2 guard open, use your corners and move up another half an inch. Clip over comb all the excess bulk. Since this is a blowout taper, it is preferred that we leave a good amount of hair underneath our parting so that it can transition into the top perfectly. Finally, with no guard and the lever open, knock out that last visible line you're able to see. Keep in mind you will need touch support even after all the steps completed. Remember that details will make up the cut and will separate you from other barbers. Note that blending shears may help by not taking out too much bulk within the dark areas.
Yeah, we saw a lot of taper, I think.
Baselines and create the same size guidelines. The entire haircut.
Oh, he didn't really touch the top.
What's up guys, Marty Glenn's back with another tutorial and
No taper. Modern middle part. Section. Good section. Connecting. Oh. Nice, keeping that length at the front. Let's see. Add product before drying. Let's see. Lever play. That's I think when you're more advanced lever play. Scissors over comb, scissors over comb. 1/2 inch steps. Okay. Top. Done the top. How to remove
Alright,
the
so
middle
you see
part.
this middle parting right here? How
They
do we
don't
get
want
rid of
it.
The first reason why you probably have a middle or center parting is just because of your hair being very long, and the natural weight of your hair wants to just simply part your hair. So if you're trying to get rid of this and your hair is this long, then it's going to be a lot easier to do that. But just keep in mind that if it's not going to fall this way, if you want your hair to come down, the only way to get rid of it is to just bring all your hair forward like this, and you're going to end up looking like that. I mean, it's going to look kind of ridiculous if you want all your hair in your face this way. But if you want to brush your hair back and it keeps falling and splitting, then that's a different story. So the only other way to fix it falling flat this way is to have it going back like this with no part, right? So I'm assuming that's kind of what you are looking to style your hair like if you are doing that. So first thing is you're going to need some styling tools like a blow dryer. You're going to need a brush, possibly. So you're going to have to put in some work to prevent it from happening. Now, I would suggest doing it on probably like damp hair to some degree, especially when you first get out of the shower, your hair's a little more on the damp side, and you're able to kind of brush through it like this. So I would dampen the hair a little bit. Let's do that with the water bottle, just to get some water on it and make it a little bit easier to work with. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just going to brush through it just to kind of get that water going. So there we go, right? And when the hair is wet or damp like this, you're able to move the hair around, as you can see. I can create a part this way. I can create a part this way. No part would be all back like this. So what do we need to do to get rid of this? First things first is we need to blow the hair in a variety of different directions to stop the hair from parting right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow along and watch, and then I'll break down what I'm doing, okay?
Just directing the hair, I guess, where he wants.
So this was done literally within minutes, and I just want you to see what I did here. Now the key to this, if you notice when I was blow drying this, and let's get a little bit closer here. When I was blow drying this, notice that I was taking this brush. I do sell this brush on my website. It's an anti-static vent brush. Hold it. This is why I have this. I sell this brush. So the next thing is, if you noticed, I was going in with the brush where I was brushing it and then locking it in like this. What that does is it helps create, and it almost irons in that volume right into here. The heat from the blow dryer manipulated on my website shop. This way, the really thick hair work. This. What do I do in?
Oh, it's just showing blow drying. I see. What about this one?
So today we're doing a really great tutorial on how to make straight hair wavy. This is
Straight
going
hair
to be
look
a
wavy.
Step-by-step tutorial, so please watch along. And also, let me know in the comments below if you like me doing these hands-on tutorials. Mannequin has pin straight hair, as you can see. I'm just gonna comb through this, and I'm gonna pretend as if this was like, say someone just getting out of the shower, they've got perfectly straight hair, and we're gonna go through a step-by-step process. Create any sort of like waves in your hair. If it's too short, you're gonna be able to do in the past week with circles of what we're doing. We're going to grow it all out. Using is 25 spray. This one benefit. Now, if
Conditioning it.
number one product is tidal wave, so we're on this. I don't want to. Next is going from straight to kind of like here is where. Do you want to have a side parting? That's up to you. So let's go with a center part. All right. So here we go. This is going to be the kind of look we're going for. Now, what do we do? Here is where the styling technique comes in. The tool that you use, which is very, very important. So what you want to do is we're going to be utilizing our hands, mostly our fingers, and also my blow dryer, which comes with this magnetic diffuser like this. You need something like this so it helps diffuse the air and the heat so it's actually softer and it's not blowing the hair all over the place. You need something like this. Trust me, as a professional stylist for close to 30 years, you need this, all right? Now, you have a few options. You can put this on low speed or high. Depends on you, okay? If you want to get the job done quicker, then use the higher speed. The next thing is the technique. So what I'm going to be doing, and I'll be doing this in kind of real time, so I may not be talking much, is you actually want to scrunch the hair like this. Now you see what happens. It's like your hands are like a claw. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that hair, and you're going to scrunch it and squeeze it, and then blow dry like this. When you release, you're going to see that the hair has some sort of texture and wave to it. So I'm not going to talk, just follow along. I'm going to blow dry.
So he's just doing hairstyling, I guess. Manipulating the hair. Does look more wavy.
Okay, I would suggest leaving a little moisture in the hair, but and now straight. It's very, very, very important. This technique helpful. Shampoos, conditioners.
First fade. I like this too.
Today we're going to be doing a burst fade on a huge transformation. I've got my boy Max right here. We're
Burst
cutting
fade?
off all this and
Sculpting it into a beautiful burst fade. So come with me, I'm going to teach you guys the exact steps. Let's do it. Because our client wants it more to the medium end, we want to keep in mind of how much we're cutting off. Grab all his hair,
Burst
tie it
fade?
to about that much, and we're going to be cutting this off to make it more manageable. My house being a bit. Yeah, it's time, man. Boom, dude. See you later. Oh my god, you can hold it, bro. Look at that, bro. 9 years. After wetting the hair, I'm going to do a horseshoe section at the top. Combing all this down, separating the top clip in here. Bang. See how it starts to round off here? I'm going to continue that point down, right? And where it starts to like long hair, it can be. So that's my fading process of the burst fade. I'm gonna grab my flat comb with my debulking clippers, using that to debulk the sides, scooping in and just taking that off like that. And I'm being mindful of this bed right here that I'm creating. You see this line right here that I've created? That is what has enabled me to create the shape of the burst fade. Angling this in the shape that I want the burst fade to be. And all these right here, I'm gonna take as well, because all this is a part of the fade. Just combing that and refining this weight line, okay? So this weight line is very important when it comes to having shape in the haircut. Now I'm only gonna fade up to there. So now with my next step, I'm gonna do my first guideline right here. So watch where I put on the top. We wanna make sure his eyebrow stops. I'm literally only creating about under an inch. As soon as I've got my first guideline right there, I'm gonna come to fade it by foundation 1.5. I'm going to fade down. So everything from the 2.5 and down, I'm going to start fading down. Now I'm going to close it, soften that line out even further. Once I've softened out this line, I'm going to come in with the one guard again, take off the remainder of that line that we created first, right? Because whenever we put in a guideline, whatever guard you use, whatever clip you
use, you have to use that same guard to take out that line. Now, as you can see, that 1.5 line is fully gone. See, I'm fading down. I went from a 2.5 to a 2, working down all the way to a 1.5, taking this off, open, doing my next guard line right here. I'm fading up now. You know how we didn't create a first guard line down here? We're using the open blade to make that guide now. Instead of using the first guard line to wrap all the way around, we risk this back area going 2 back into the mullet at the back, okay? Using the 0.5 open will allow you to have a nice gradients without pushing it back. Before I move on to my fading process, so that's my first point right there. Do my second point down here. By doing is that this C cup with the vertical C weld, it's gonna do a straight line, okay? Going straight line, and then we can connect them two, right? Same principle. Understand that by lifting them together, the haircut. That's been nice. Get off like right. And this is how I'm angling it, right? This blade right here is detailing it, and then this up here is fading, right? So it's literally going like this. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Last step of this fading process, I'm gonna come in close and then take out my last guard line right here. Before we move on to our shear work on the top. A lot of barbers can do blurry fades, but what about connecting the blurry fade to the top? So with those steps right there, we've created a canvas on the side for the side to connect into the top. This is what it was looking like before, right? Through our debulking and through our fading process, it enables us to create that canvas and template before we do the shear work. So to start this shear work process, I'm going to section the back and the top. This enables us to only cut the top at one section and the back at one section. Use our clips to separate the two and make our life easier. Bang, now we can focus just on the top. I'm gonna start at the front first. I'm going to section the front just like this. Bang, comb all that hair down in like a triangle shape. So if you look right here, you can see that there's a triangle. You see that? One going here, one going here, one in the middle. So my client in the consultation process told me that he wants it just above his eyebrows, right? Let it spring naturally and cut it to where his eyebrows is. So one snip, boom, right there. That will be our guide for the rest. So I'm just only going to snip it literally where his eyebrows are. And I have that natural spring because the spring goes up. So we want to account for that as well. And as you can see here, his hair is naturally splitting because of his growth pattern and maybe because he's been tying up his hair for a while, as well as a calic right here. So that is my guide now. I'm going to pull it down to see how it's looking. So see that? It's still straight and it has a natural like texture towards it. Now I'm going to section the middle of his head just like this, right? A middle section. Now we're going to connect that fade into the shear work on the top. Over directing all this hair on the side over here, match it to that weight line under here. You see that? That right there is the side weight line. So I simply cut right there. And it doesn't matter if it has a little bit of disconnection, that is totally fine. Continuing that all the way to the front. All right, and you see here now is where it starts to connect to the front. These 2 points, boom, boom, connect those two. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a gauge now. See right here, there's a little bit of disconnection. I'm going to connect that further by using a little bit of scissor over comb. So I'm going to come in and just take that right there. So this allows it to have this nice softer finish. Now I'm going to create a profile section right in the middle, right there, boom, boom, one on the other side, boom. This right here, we grab this, and right where the hair starts to frail off like there, that will be our length of our haircut. We match it towards the front, so I continue that same line as my shear work guideline. Continue that, point cut it. Because his hair is real straight, we want to create more texture, continuing that all the way down. And that right there is our guide for the whole head. Okay, as you can pull it out, you'll see that it has this shape right here. To continue this, grab horizontal sections now from the crown. That's my first horizontal panel. This panel right here, grab this, cut right there. Continuing the same panel, and I'm cutting it to where the profile section is. Right there is the profile section, continuing this all the way until we get to the front. Now we've done the overall shear work, we're going to create some more texture now because his hair's real straight. Our first texturizing process is I'm going to do some cross slicing by starting at the back area and just half closing my shears to create some inconsistencies and break that bluntness out of his hair. But at the front, I'm going to be real careful to not take a lot off, okay? I'm going to do the same thing to this side. When the blade comes together, right? So that's where I wanted to cut. Do a light, very light. When you get to the front, you want to make sure you don't want to cut too much. My next texturizing point is using the feather razor, right? This feather razor allows you, see how there's like inconsistency? There's like, it's not a full straight razor. What we're going to do is we're going to comb all the hairs down and we're going to do a nice surface level texture. Right, and now once we've done that, so I'm going to do a horizontal section right here like this, and then a horizontal section working my way all the way to the front. This enables you to texturize it to the root of the hair. See how right here he has this calic? There's less hair here, right? So we want to even it out a little bit, take those points and make it a bit more matching to the front, as well as creating texture, making it easy for him to style. The easier you make it for your client, the more they will value your service. With this back area, I'm going to comb all the way down, and I'm just going to make a guide roughly here. I don't want it too long. He wants it shorter than the top, so I'm just going to go right here, and I'm taking really, really like strong point cutting sections. And this is just to debulk everything. So now I'm going to do a middle section, right? And then comb that all the way to this side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this length right here to down here. I'm going to comb this up like this. Where it starts to frail off, that's where I'm going to cut. Do point cutting, like
wow. Make it look so effortless.
Connecting that to the top portion of the cut. Boom, now I'm going to have a look right there, that length I'm real happy with. We don't want it touching this too much. Now I'm going to do a profile section just like how I did with the top. I'm going to create that one vertical panel right here. This right here is the length that we have on the top. If we wanted to match that exactly the same length, we cut it here. But because my client wants it a little bit shorter, so we go just a bit under. All right, now that we continue that same section all the way down. Point cutting to create that nice texture all the way down until I reach this point. Now that I've got this one panel right here, I'm going to continue that same vertical panel to the neighboring side, take that whole section with that vertical profile section. If I grab both those two panels, I will see that this right here is my guide. So I'm going to just take that, That is our shear work done. Now we'll do the same texturizing process.
It is
I did
very
at the top.
interesting
You only half
transformation.
closing it. On the top, you only do
really
3 to 4
long
slices.
hair.
At the back, you can always do like 5, so you can do more. Because you really want that
Cross
to really
slice.
nice
I've
and
never
textured.
seen
Same
that
thing
cross
with the
slicing with
texturizing
this.
razor, horizontal section.
Seems very
Boom.
risky.
Take it all the way down. We're going to dry his hair. Use a diffuser, put my fingers
cooking.
in, and then scrunch. I have it hovering just about 5 to 10 centimeters away.
Chef
And with the
Jaden.
front here, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing it and then pulling it up, and I'm literally roughing it up while I'm using the diffuser. I'm going to be using some clay, right? This will allow us to have that texture without drying out the hair, okay? So sometimes using something like sea salt spray and texturizing powder, it dries out the hair. So I'm literally grabbing it in my hands until I see nothing, right? The reason why we do this is so then we can have an even spread. And roughing it up, during the day, it's going to fall back down. So you really want it to really be exaggerated, and naturally it will just go down to where you want it, okay? And just like that, we are done.
Wow. Big transformation. Kind of like his own haircut, isn't it? I guess. Definitely very interesting.
Welcome back to the 1 Minute Barber. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you a stretched out fade, and I'm going to be cutting the top with scissors and creating what I would call deconstructed bangs, or a deconstructed
like that,
fringe.
like
so there's a lot of technique in this video. I'm going to be slicing and dicing. Let's get on with it right away. So the hair's actually very long just now, so I'm going to try and get this under control initially just by using a number 3 so that I can then see what I'm working with. So what I'm thinking here is that I'm going to take this up with the number 3 just at the parietal ridge and then glide off, but this might be around about my final length here. I may take it shorter, but initially I'll just go up and try and remove the bulk without going any shorter than this. Old line, and I'm going to keep it really, it's going to loop in one bar. No. And I'm going to use my hand to blend into longer stubble as we move up.
I think it's more of the top I wanted to see. The more fringe.
And again, that dab down away, what we're going to do for your client. Right, I'm going to cut the top, and it's a good idea to decide upon the shape of the top. Like, if you were looking at the side of your client and they had their hair styled, how would you imagine the hair to sit? So I'm going to show you a way. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up a section all the way from the back to the front, and we'll lift it up, and then, like, you can make it square, you can make it rounded there, you can make it short at the front, and that's going to dictate the overall style of your haircut. So I reckon I need, for styling, probably about that much. Get a little bit shorter on the crown because I want a little bit of lift on the crown. So this section at the front here where the bangs are, I'm going to leave that a little bit longer because I'm going to do something really cool with that. I'm going to deconstruct that area and make it really choppy. It's a technique that's quite unusual, you may not have seen before, but I'm sure you're going to love it. So now that I have that shape, I can actually take sections across the way and I can see the short hair and I'll be able to cut to that. That'll be my guide as I work my way forwards. So I take a section there with my comb, pick that up. I can see some of the short hair in the middle and I'm going to just trim that away. So forward.
I've seen
you can
this
see
way. Just
where like a
front and then side. All over.
But we've got all this around the edges to blend in and we've got the fringe to do. So work your way around the whole area in a horseshoe fashion. So what we're just
He's leaving the front a bit. Let's see. It's connected.
We're going to pull just a small. So a deconstructed fringe, what we're going to do is we're going to pull just a small amount of the fringe out underneath. So this is just going to be a small part of the fringe here. Okay, and what we're going to do is just really cut this quite choppy by just chipping in. Create a different angle here. And this is going to lie underneath our eventual fringe, and it's going to add so much texture to the finished look. So I've cut this very random looking fringe, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull all this hair over the top now. And you can no longer really see it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this long stuff and I'm going to cut it slightly longer than the short fringe I created underneath. And I'm just chipping in because I want texture.
Let's see.
And just for good measure, I'm going to slice down a little bit as well. Let's slice this fringe. Just slice little sections. Be careful not to close the scissor blade.
Not too close.
Just slice up above it a little bit, just for some more texture. A little bit there.
Very gently, I see.
Okay. I'm going to dry this off now, but these deconstructed bangs I'm quite excited about. I can't wait to see how that looks. And then I'm going to just clip it over comb to blend it in. Going to style this. Little pick. Thank you for making it to the commercial finish. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so if you want to see some more from me, hit subscribe down below. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, good luck with your fading and your choppy fringes.
Alright. That's it, guys. That is all for the learning day. Learning hair. Thank you guys so much for being here, especially Jaden and it's Moongoose. I appreciate you guys a lot. Big hearts all around. Shout out to Oma for the set that she gave me. Appreciate you. And yeah, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful night. Hopefully you ate some good dinner as well. Holidays are here. I leave for Banff tomorrow. Pretty sure that's where we're going. Nice and early, so I'll spend the holidays a bit out there and then back home on the Christmas day with our family at home. Should be well. But I hope you guys have a wonderful holidays and enjoy it with your family. Lots of laughter, a lot of good food, good vibes, positivity. Wishing you guys all the best and please stay safe. Don't drink and drive. No. If you party, you can just stay where you're at. Be safe, make good decisions, and yeah, I'll see you guys. Let me think. It'll be Thursday at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Will be the next stream. Yeah. So I hope to see you guys all day. All day. All day, I mean all there. For some more learning on the hair. There's many different haircut styles and techniques. So a lot to learn. But I'm super excited for the future, and thank you for encouraging words, Moongoose and Jaden, and for all the answers to my questions. You guys are the best. See you Thursday. We'll see you Thursday, Jaden. Thank you. I'll have a good time. I'll take a lot of pictures. Show you a lot of pictures. Yeah, and enjoy the time with my little siblings. Let them know I'm going to start giving them haircuts soon. Yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be good holidays and good time overall. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Please sleep well. Have sweet dreams. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Annyeong. Good night. Bye, everyone. Take care. Pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you guys so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.